had to go to the thing. She's kidnapped in China and held for ransom, so she can't get to the boat and make it in time. So her parents don't know what to do, so they decide to send Lung Hoi, who's 16 years old at the time. So she studies her book, and all the Chinese, before they come, they always have studied their books and memorize who they are, answer the questions, because we know the questions they're going to ask us. And so she comes, and after about 3 or 4 weeks, she's able to pass all her tests, and she's landed on the dock there in San Francisco, and she marries the merchant. And Lena is her firstborn. Now the first women you see picture of are here in Japan. Now they are what is known as picture brides. It so happens that before World War II in the U.S., there are more Japanese than there are Chinese. And there are 30,000 Japanese workmen in the fields of California, and they are unable to bring wives here, etc. They came as bachelors, and they'd like to get married. So they write to their families back in Japan and say, hey, we want to get married. Well, how do we do this? Well, luckily, Japan had defeated Russia in the Straits of Tsushima in 1906, so they were able to negotiate a better treaty for the Japanese. And so we go to the U.S. and say, hey, we are going to get married in Japan, and how do we go about doing this? And the U.S. said, well, hey, you have to marry in Japan first, and the only way they can marry, the women have to marry a picture of their husbands. They have never met, they marry a picture of the husband. They come across to the U.S., they come through Angel Island, stay for a couple of days, make sure the paperwork is in order. Then they are landed in San Francisco, the docks, and they have to have a picture of the husband and match them all up. And that's the picture bride.
Paper brides. Is that
Paper
what
bride.
I think a book came out within the last few years about paper brides.
I think there's
Probably more.
a book called Shanghai Girls. Have you read that one?
No.
That's about the Chinese, but
Interesting.
but nothing in this room is original except for that one bunk. Everything else is eBay. But this was just from here to there. You can count the clothes, but there's 60 beds in here. 60 beds up in the room above this, and 180 beds in the, you came to the big meeting room, there were 180 beds in there,
Then they put the wall up.
upstairs. So there were close to 700 detainees here in this building, which is quite overcrowded because the state of California came over and said this is way too crowded. Instead of 60 people in there, they said more than 26, but since it was a federal facility, we couldn't do anything about it.
I have your bag, Liz.
Okay, is the bus there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I don't know if the bus is there, but it's coming. Yeah, we're tied to the shuttle. Thanks, Berlin.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I did. Join us today.
Very good. Thanks.
Thanks.